This excerpt was taken from the Full and Bloom interview with Don Dokken. You can listen to the entire interview at fullandbloom.com. You wrote a version of Alone Again in 1975?
Yep, when I was like 23 years old, and I did an 8-track of it. Actually, Bobby Blotzer played the drums on it. That was more of an airborne song when we're still airborne, and I wrote it, and we did it on a little 8-track studio. And again, it ended up on a cassette and just thrown in my closet and was forgotten about. And when we did Tooth and Nail, the album was finished, and we gave it to the label. But by the time we did Tooth and Nail, all these bands were putting out ballad videos. Everybody had a ballad. So we didn't have a ballad on the album because George said, I don't want to do any ballads. We're a hard rock band, and he just thought that ballads were bullshit, and he didn't want to do it. So I found this song, Alone Again, probably one of the first recordings I ever did, and I took the cassette, played it for Jeff, and Jeff and I went in the studio and reworked the song to the current version. And that was the last thing we did to go on Tooth and Nail. And that song turned out to be a classic.
It's what really pushed that record into the stratosphere, right?
Yep. As soon as that came out, we went platinum. But it almost didn't make it. That's the same thing. George refused to do it. I wanted to do it. And the record company said, you do it or else, So that was that. Tom Zutaut said, I want this song on the record. And so Jeff and I, we reworked it. And the band still didn't believe in the song. We did 3 videos for that album, Into the Fire, The Hunter, and It's Not Love. And went on tour for a year. And then the tour was over, and I said, you guys are really missing the boat here. We should have put out Alone Again, and everybody's fighting me on it. We don't want to do it. We don't want to do it. We don't want to do it. We ended up out of our own pocket paying some camera crews to come down. We were playing one of our last shows, which was at the Palladium in Hollywood, and that's why it's all live footage. So we just had a bunch of camera guys come in and shoot the show and edit it together, and we put out Alone Again, and it took off.
I'm just curious, when you write, do you typically come up with like a guitar part first and then do a melody? I know you said that sometimes you get ideas of melodies, but a song like Alone Again, how did you come up with that?
Just had a guitar riff, this arpeggiated the intro, and I started scribbling down lyrics, but I really can't dig my memory banks that deep. But most of the songs I wrote, I would just be playing my guitar in my living room and just jamming, and playing riffs, and then something would spark me spiritually, and all of a sudden I'd start hearing a melody, and then I'd stop, and then I'd start writing lyrics, and I'd go on to the next section, and that was my writing technique.